The following video is rated PG for puzzling gameplay. Viewer discretion is advised.
Nine players are here for the third leg of the championship series. Qualifying was full of personal bests and near misses. Will the tournament be more of the same? Or will he have to blame Poochy at the end of it all? Hello puzzlers, this is Cards of the Hearts alongside the Beefin314. Welcome back to the League of Puzzle Speedrunners Tetris Attack Speedrun Tournament 2026, and it is indeed the Puochy Open. And Beefin, we had quite the qualifying period leading into this tournament. You really think this tournament will be more of the same?
Oh yeah, this tournament is going to be sick. Yeah, we had a really great qualifying session. We're going to talk about that before the start of the tournament, but we've got some new faces, we've got prizes, surprises, and a few Bowsers, so, you know, who knows what's going to happen. I'm really excited for today's show. Let's go.
If qualifying was anything to go by, we will certainly have more than a few Bowsers to decide it all before we end things off. And this is going to be a bit of a long one. We've got 9 players. We've got like 5 sets of matches for you. This is going to be a marathon for this Saturday in July. So buckle down and get ready, because you're going to need a lot of popcorn to fully enjoy this one. But first, if you're tuning into this game for the first time and you're not exactly sure how everything works, allow me to take a couple minutes of your time to explain how this game works and how we are playing it in this tournament. Tetris Attack is a match 3 puzzle game released for the Super Nintendo in North America and Europe based on the Super Famicom game Paled Upon. It was also localized and broadcast through the Super Famicom's Satellaview add-on multiple times throughout its service. Both versions are playable in this tournament. Swapping up to 2 panels in your stack at a time, match at least 3 panels of the same color horizontally or vertically to make the panels disappear. Simply matching 3, however, will not be enough to win. You need to make combos and chains to not only stop your stack's gradual rising for a short time and prevent your stack from breaking through the top of your field, but also send garbage to your opponent to force their stack to the top of their field. Make combos by matching more than 3 panels at once. The amount of time they stop rising the stack is minimal, but so is the amount of time their garbage makes the opponent's field shake. Quick wins can be achieved if you stack combo garbage correctly. Make chains by linking sets of matches together. Make one set of panels disappear and then let the panels directly above them fall into another match. Their garbage makes the opponent's field shake more, but they stop the rising stack for much longer. Forcing your opponent's stack to the top is more consistent with larger chain garbage. To beat the CPU opponents, you must either make sure that they run out of time while their stack is topped out, send so much garbage that they can no longer make a move, or send garbage in a way to make them think they can no longer make a move. Due to how combo garbage is handled in this game, this is by far the least likely scenario. In Versus mode, the easy level has 10 stages, the normal level has 11, and the levels hard and V-hard as we call it have 12. In this tournament, players will be racing each other through all of those stages to defeat the final stage as fast as they can. The player who does that first wins the race. The player who wins a predetermined number of races first wins the match. Best of luck to all of our players. We do have 9 players in this field, so we will be having a little bit of a flattened bracket as we try to do nowadays with the Tetris Attack tournaments. We advance 2 people directly into the semifinals of this tournament, and the rest of the players will have to go through the first 2 rounds with our patent-pending popcorn level pick format, where we bounce around all of the versus difficulty levels until we've either played through them all or have decided a winner. The first round will have the easy, normal, and hard level choices to choose from. The quarterfinals after that will add V-hard, the hardest level, to the choices, and then it's just hard mode for the semifinals and V-hard for the final match. These are all best of 3 race matches, so 2 wins will win you the match and move on to the next round. And new to this Tetris Attack season, we are giving out points per race win. So every win you get earns you 1 point towards seeding for the major tournament, and if you win the match, you claim the rest of the outstanding points. It's 3 points for each of these best of 3 matches, so a sweep will end up with a 3-0 result for the victor. And yes, also winning this tournament outright will get you an automatic top seed into the major. And let's take a look at how those standings are currently set, as it is the Beefin314 by himself in first place, simply by virtue of having automatic buys into this tournament. So this is how it currently stands after qualifying. So it's Beefin out in front with 19 points, FFR Pro in second with 16 points. I am at 21 points, but I'm in third because I haven't won one of these yet, so no automatic seeding for me. Then it's Yuki Saka in fourth with 6 points. Tai has crawled into fifth place now with 4 points, having the tiebreaker over Wizard Person. And then it's Kanayo, Flamesja, Bowser, 6. GameWorks459 is playing today, as are Deagle, and a new player to the scene in Azul Blitz. Let's take a look at how these players qualified, because the qualifying Beefin was certainly quite the scene to be had. Like, look at this. Like Beefin, how are you feeling about your run? Because man, you definitely had quite the path to getting to the top seed.
Yeah, I was, a little tired that night. Like, it was, before the qualifying ended. And I was just like, you know what? Screw it. I'm just going to try. I might just, solidify my second seed over FFR, because I know FFR is, going to be creeping. That's what he do. But, yeah, I just warmed up with one easy stage. And I'm like, okay, I think I'm ready. And I just spiked it. So, yeah, it feels really, really good to be the second person to get a sub 29. It's a great honor, and definitely don't want to take away anything from Cards and FFR, who also got a complete with a 2901 and a 2933 respectively. But it's really cool to see the progression of everybody. Even Azul Blitz, who is our brand new competitor, just coming into the scene. It's really, really awesome. They made it all the way to V Hard, and that's, for a relatively new player to like the speedrun and everything, that's amazing to be able to get all the way there and qualify as well as they did comparatively. They had a hard qualifying first, and they're like, you know what? I'm gonna run it back. I can do better than this, and they did. So awesome to see from our new player, and I'm really excited to see how this tournament's gonna shape out based on this qualifying.
Yeah, this qualifying was crazy. Beefin got a personal best in the easy to V hard category that we try to race through as much as we can within a 30-minute time limit. Beefin and I actually finished and got new personal best to boot, and FFR Pro was one bad V hard Bowser away from his own personal best. So the top 3 are definitely ready to get their game on and show the rest of the field how it's done. But we got a bit of a logjam in the middle too here, with Tai in his 2 attempts getting through V-Hard Hookbill, 6 getting through Raphael the Raven, GameWorks459 and Kanayo both getting through Lungefish, and Deagle, first time in the Tetris Attack scene, I do believe, if memory serves, getting through the first half of V-Hard. Unfortunately, Razorflame had to back out to do schedule conflicts at the end, so we will not be seeing Razorflame in this field. In fact, he would have been facing Tai, and Tai has automatically moved on to the quarterfinals of the tournament. And we will get into the full ramifications of what that means in just a second. But these players put themselves in this position for this monthly tournament to ultimately get into a position to win from our crowd-funded prize pool, which is currently sitting at $77 out of our initial stretch goal of $500. And you know what, Beef? I think we have some announcements to make about this prize pool.
You want to go first or second?
Oh, I definitely need you to go first for back-end reasons.
You got it, buddy. So, I have a Beef Bucks incentive. That's what I'm calling it. So, I give out $5 to anybody who, if we get to, we get a sub 30 in qualifying, I donate $5 to the prize pool. I also track them as well, but today's a little special because, you know, I got that 28, and because of that, I'm gonna donate $28 for my qualifying, and I'm gonna donate $5 for all the other sub 30s. So I'm putting $38 in the prize pool today. So it's probably not gonna be enough, but you know, again, we're gonna be watching out for 10-second and under stages. So if any player gets a 10-second or under stage, I will donate $5, and I encourage all of you to match in any way you can. Maybe $1, maybe 50 cents, and you kind of accumulate it over the course. Whatever. But I want to give back to the community. I want to give to our wonderful players that are playing in these tournaments, in this tournament series. And yeah, congratulations to the sub 30s today. Yeah, and Cards, I don't know if you're ready, but talk to me. What do you got going on?
Well, before we get into all of that, let's go ahead and review what it takes to add to the prize pool, just like Beefin just did there. You can do a direct tip like what we just saw there, but if you've got bits hanging around your Twitch account, maybe from filling out some surveys, you can throw them our way at our Puzzle Speedrun Twitch channel, and also subscribing to the Twitch channel will add a little bit to the pool depending on the tier that you subscribe at. And if we do hit that initial $500 stretch goal, then from the final major tournament bracket, we will, instead of the top 4, pay out the top 8. And then if we somehow hit the goal of $1,000, then we'll actually pay out the entire field from the main versus bracket. And I will also tell you this, since the Bumpty Open last month, I actually got around to paying out the winnings from last year's major event back in April, and quite frankly, a lot of people were very, very generous. A lot of winnings were paid forward to this prize pool. So I need to adjust this prize pool manually to do a little bit of mental math here. The new amount of this prize pool is $301.40. That is how much that was paid forward into this prize pool. So now we are more than 60% of the way there to that initial stretch goal. So if this is something you feel like you could do a good deed for the day and contribute to the players taking their time to perform for you today, then by all means support us however you can. But with all that said, let's get to our bracket real quick. We see Ty has advanced to the quarterfinals with an automatic win thanks to Razor Flames forfeit. Beefin, you and I will be sitting in the semifinals. For everyone else that is playing in the back, we've got FFR Pro 21 taking on our newcomer Azul Blitz. We've got GamerX459 taking on Kanayo, but it's going to be Six and Deagle coming up first, Beefin, and we've seen a lot of Deagle on the Pokemon Puzzle League side of things. I don't know how much of that if you kept up with. How much do you think any of those skills will translate over to this tournament?
I know that Deagle is a very proficient PvP player and also a very proficient PPL player. One of the things that he'll have to adjust to is in PPL you can kind of just keep going and sending and everything will be fine. The queue kind of resolves like pretty constantly, and PvP, you just send and keep sending and you just fight like you're not on Earth. To you Invincible fans out there. So, the change to the queue system in Tetris Attack is going to be a little bit of a learning curve. Having said that, they've been active in the pit and they've kind of dropped a couple of times here. Let me just double check here. I know that they've been practicing a little bit, so it's going to be interesting to see how Deagle is going to play in their first tournament. I'm really excited to see it, and of course, 6 being the ever stalwart, being the person who is always just consistent. It's going to be I feel that 6 is probably one of the best, if not the best skill checks to see where you're at in this game. So it's going to be a really, really close match today between the two of them.
All right, let's not keep these players waiting any longer. They've got easy, normal, hard levels to pick from for this first round of the 2026 Tetris Attack Puochy Open. So let's jump into that matchup starting right now. And we are starting on the easy level for game 1. Nice easy stroll into the waters of this game, isn't it, Beefin?
Yeah, I mean, it's speed level 2. I mean, it's going to play really well into, Deagle's wheelhouse, especially because I feel that they have really, really good cursor speed. And, they make pretty good decisions too. So hopefully he'll be able to set up some higher level complex combos to top the opponent off in easy. So it's really good way to start this tournament and also this match. Also, what up, 6? What's good?
What is good from 6 indeed? Trying to stay hip with the kids. A real how do you do fellow kids moment for sure. But we love it. We love the password meta around here. I will let the players know that they are ready to begin. It is easy mode. 2 naval piranha plant, 10 stages for this easy level, and our players are about readying up, and we are about to begin. So, if you are new to Tetris Attack, or new to puzzle games in general, we got combos and chains that our players will be trying to send to these opponents. Combo is what you get from matching more than 3 panels in a row, whether it be some combination of horizontal or vertical for all that. Like there's a vertical 5 combo from Deagle, and 6 found a similar combo, and they're making some chains too. You see those X chain link numbers. Matches are cascading into other matches, and that is how you make chains. And 6 doing a masterful job of dodging garbage clears from the first opponent, Lakitu, winning in 16 seconds to Deagle's 23 seconds. You're going to want to combine combos and chains efficiently in order to top off all of these opponents with garbage. It's going to take something like 6 to 7 lines to win, Beefin. Now, what's your general approach to this level?
Yeah, you can't skimp on the combos in this one. You can't skip on the lines, like... That's the first thing I noticed in Deagle's lack, is that is a really perfect send if you're playing Pokemon Puzzle League. But it is not a good send when you're playing Tetris Attack, because these enemies, will need at least 7 lines to win on the easy stage. So be a little bit of a micro adjustment that Deagle's going to have to make. And I think that sending extra is much better than sending too few, because the point of this game is we're trying to top these opponents off. We're trying to get them dead.
And you know, Six's style tends to be more on the conservative side. It tends to be more of a steady hand with the attacks that he plans for. So he will go for 5 chains. He will go for 6 chains if they are convenient in this level. Whatever it takes to get to roughly 7 lines of garbage. And I would say in like 3 out of 4 stages so far, that has worked to Six's favor, like almost textbook, I would say.
Yeah, can't argue with that. I mean, you know, topping the opponent off is the name of the game, and just Six's willingness to just go out, even if it's not the quickest thing, just being sure of it, because, you know, when an opponent, you know, like connects 3 blocks and makes a match that connects with the garbage, as you see on Six's side, all that those panels are going to start clearing, those garbage is going to start resolving, panels are going to come down, and, you know, in our realm, that wastes so much time. So the more that you can top off your opponents and not have, you know, a situation like Deagle had, you know, like that's what you're looking for. And sometimes you just can't avoid it on the easy difficulties. Sometimes it's just unavoidable.
One thing that can't be understated about the easy level, this is versus level 2. And anyone that has played versus mode, has played level 2, can attest to how slow it is to function, how slow it is for everything to start falling in this level, how slow it is for these opponents to start losing at this level. So if you're going to build up a big chain to beat these opponents, you better make it count, because if you fall behind on your garbage, it kind of compounds. You really do end up losing even more time if you don't top these opponents off immediately. And Six, to his credit, has been sure to top off basically every single opponent in one attack to this point. Deagle has been a little bit short on some of these opening attacks, and the time losses have definitely snowballed on him, Beef.
Yeah, for sure. But, you know, he's, especially in the last stage, you saw a little bit of the timing that's needed to be really good at easy. I mean, you know, like part of it also is like watching the opponent's board, kind of seeing if they're going to creep over and, you know, get a clear, and that's going to waste a ton of your time, is, you know, like Six is experiencing right here. See, look, the clear happened at 14 seconds, and look how long this is taking. That, you know, 8 to 10 seconds on a garbage clear, whew, can waste a lot of your time. But, you know, Six recovers because he has the opponent topped off. So it's not, he's mitigating the garbage clear by making sure that they constantly have enough to top them out.
And just like that, Six is under 5 minutes, entering what this game calls the Cave of Wickedness. We need to be more like the original paneled opponent and seriously call it Death Mountain. That's definitely
Metal.
It's definitely a cooler name, though. I think one of the Legend of Zelda games might have already trademarked that name. Who knows? But in any case, Six has a pretty massive lead, more than 20 seconds, as we head into the final stage of the easy run. Six has a shot for something like a 6:15 pretty easily, maybe even better than that. Let's see how Six can close this out. Go for the 6 chain. Okay. A couple of combos there. Not going to be enough to top off this plant, but it's not like Plant's in a good position to do much more. So that will take care of business at a 6:12. Definitely one of the better times Six has put up in these tournaments, and that will give our 5 seed game number 1. Let's see how well Deagle will close this out. We're getting under 7 minutes. We're getting to a fairly competent time. And there we go. That's officially a 650 for our 8 seed. So, not bad for a first showing on the Tetris Attack side of things, is it, Beef?
No, absolutely not. Especially since you may not know it, but both of them were actually close to their PBs. I mean, 6 has a 606. Man, all the 6s in the world. And Deagle, you know, in the Gremlin Pit posted a 646. So, really good times from both players. And, you know, kind of about what we're expecting in terms of clocking in. And, you know, Deagle's just going to have to, you know, hunker down. And I'm sure that the faster speeds, because he plays on speed level 10 in PvP, are really going to suit him much better.
As a matter of fact, we will go ahead, by Deagle's decision, move on to the hard level for game 2. Maybe that faster speed and maybe the bigger variance in RNG will give Deagle the opportunity he needs to even up this set. Again, this is a best of 3 set, so 6 only needs to win this next race in order to move on to the next round and play Ty in those quarterfinals. So Ty may be sitting here with great interest, wondering who his first opponent of this tournament will be. Now, hard mode is a little bit of a different beast than easy mode for sure. Playing faster, playing level 6 speed is certainly a different change of pace for these players. Beefin, you think there's any major adjustments Deagle needs to make in order to give himself the best chance to win this level?
Yeah, I think again his cursor speed is going to be really, really solid for this difficulty. You know, we're playing on speed level 6, so it's really, really fast. I think his board vision just needs to be a little more solid, needs to be a little more consistent, but I know that Deagle is much better at the short attacks. So
Alright, I'm hearing a little bit of an echo from Deagle, so we'll switch back to 6's audio for this one. Timers are now counting down on racetime.gg, where we are tracking all of our tournament race results. And this game 2 is about to begin. Keep in mind,
before we officially start, shout outs to the donator in the live chat donating $10 to the prize pool. Just wanted to give you a quick shout out. Thank you very much for your contribution.
Oh yes. So we should properly thank everyone that contributes to the prize pool. There's an anonymous $10 tip to add to the pool, and both of our players handling this first level just fine. And this is kind of gonna be the norm for the hard level. Beefin, it's more or less 6 lines that are needed to beat most of these foes. Do you tend to go any bigger for the later stages?
For me personally, I try to really squeeze it out and go for 5 lines. But I understand that that's like super duper risky and super like try hard stat. So if you want to be safe, 6 lines is the way to go. And I think that Deagle is, you know, bouncing back, especially with how quickly this difficulty is, and pretty close to the lead, if not. I think they might be tied up. Yeah, they're tied up going into Poochy.
As some communities might say, they are neck and neck, and Deagle is going much bigger. If the combos aren't going to be there for him, just build up the chains. And the chains are definitely building up for him. And Poochy, what are you trying to do to Six's attack? Why are you going for that vertical 5 combo? Man, are these opponents greedy, trying to go for combos to clear garbage, and that will certainly lose them a lot of time, lose them lots of opportunities to win in these lower stages. Still not quite getting the combos there. He's going to get his garbage cleared on, and Six's Wiggler went down to row 2? What game are we playing right now? This is hard mode, right? I did have these players start on the hard difficulty. Yes?
Yeah. It's really weird to watch these opponents go down to row 2, row 3. That's not typical from these opponents, but sometimes, you know, they get into a really aggressive clearing pattern where they just start clearing everything that they see. So part of the difficulty of Tetris Attack and of these panel games is to, you know, kind of see when something like that's happening and adjust on the fly. And, you know, it is easier said than done, but that's what separates the good players from the great players.
Okay, we are kind of trading the lead back and forth here. Deagle seems to have an ever so slight lead right at the moment. Six's feed is about 3.5 seconds into the past, so side by side may be a little tricky to tell who is winning, but we are certainly keeping track of that. And yeah, it seems like Deagle does have the ever so slight lead. A very nicely timed attack onto Larg for that 14-second win, whereas Six is dealing with a garbage clear. And there's an example of why you really want to send a bunch of combos with your attacks. In this game, compared to Pokemon Puzzle League especially, all of the combo garbage that you make during your chain will fall on your opponent after the big chain garbage. So all of that garbage will get grouped together once you finish your chain. And if you send at least 3 rows of combo garbage during that chain, if the opponent gets to a garbage clear and transforms it all, perhaps there's a good shot that there will be a 3-match that they can make up there. And these opponents will go up all the way to the top to try and make that 3-match. At this level, though, Beefin, they just don't have the speed to do it.
No, absolutely not. You know, like they just kind of creep on up there, but you know, don't let that fool you, because in the later difficulties and the different stages, you know, they're gonna get much faster. You'll definitely see that over the course of this tournament today. But yeah, both players are gonna be around 5-10 cave entry. That's kind of where you want to be. So good luck to the runners.
Might be a 1-second lead in Six's favor as we head into the Cave of Wickedness. This one could come right down to the wire. Deagle, look at those lag chains that he is putting up. That went from like a 2-chain to a 6-chain in no time flat. Too bad the combos weren't there.
Yeah. Oh, clunk. That was a really beautiful triple lag into a double lag. That was just glorious.
That does allow Six to extend his lead, though, because his combos were on point there. And I don't know. How are you feeling? 6 lines, 5 lines, maybe even 4 lines with how aggressive these foes will raise their stack? Like Six doesn't care about that. Just send a 6-chain and win in 13 seconds. It's just, sometimes it is just that easy.
Yeah, although Six is definitely on the beatdown plan right now. And it's really surprising because, you know, Six hasn't put too much stock into the short attacks, and he's sending it really quickly and he's just converting these stages. So yeah, beautiful 5 combo there. Gonna complete into a 4-4. Yeah, another great send from 6. You know, is gonna have enough there to top Kamek off. But Kamek is one of the first cave opponents in this difficulty to know how to start chains. And there's a clear for
there's the
6 and not for Deagle.
Garbage clear for 6 puts Deagle into the lead. The nice 13-second Kamek. The lead is probably around 4 seconds, 5 seconds, maybe, as we head into the final stage. We've definitely seen some races decided by Bowser in the past. Will hard mode Bowser prove to be the same? Oh, Deagle did not want that attack to start that way. That might prove to be a problem. He's going to follow up with another 4 chain. That's going to give Bowser time to get to this 5 combo garbage clear. There's a 5 chain from 6. And the combos are there.
Oh.
6 steals it at the very end. 6 got a cooperative Bowser. Deagle did not. And just like that, this match is over. 6 finishing with a 737. Deagle with a 748. Very, very unfortunate end to Deagle's run, but he managed to keep both of those races fairly close at various points during those runs. So yeah, it was fun to see Deagle wander into this area of the pond and dip his toes in. I hope he will do it again some other time, maybe in 2 weeks when we have our Flying Wiggler open. Who knows? But that result means that 6 will pick up the 2nd star and the win. So, GG's to our 5 seed. It is 6 who will be playing Ty in the next round. Job well done. And let's go ahead and make that result official as only we can. 2-0. 6 wins. It'll be the classic 4-5 matchup in the next round, with 6 taking on Ty. Based on that performance, Beef, how ready do you think 6 is going to be for that matchup?
You know, honestly, like, they looked a little slow in the easy, and then they just picked it right back up in the hard difficulty. But 6 is going to have a big task on their hands because, you know, they're going against Ty. Hard difficulty is their best category, and yeah, we'll see how that match shapes out. But you know, congratulations to Deagle, first Tetris Attack tournament. You know, really put up some really close times against a tournament stalwart, and I hope to see you in the next one.
We really do hope we see Deagle again in the next one. I feel like there's an inherent speedrun advantage to the people who play both of these games, because both Tetris Attack and Pokemon Puzzle League have different skill sets that you can like apply pieces of to the other game, whether it be the screen watching of Pokemon Puzzle League, letting you keep an eye on when Tetris Attack opponents are going to make matches on the top of their board, or just the combo integrations that you put from Tetris Attack to Pokemon Puzzle League. Who knows? We could definitely use some more crossover in our community in that regard. But there is the bottom of the early bracket set. It will be Ty taking on 6 in one of our quarterfinal matches that we will bring you a little bit later in the show. But coming up next, we've got a little double-decker. We're going to double dip in the next set of matches. It's going to be FFR Pro 21 versus our new player Azul Blitz, and GamerX459 taking on Kanayo, which, man, Beef, that matchup will almost certainly be a coin flip.
Absolutely. Like Oslo Blitz coming into your first tournament, really brave, really awesome. I'm really proud of you for going into it. And you're going to get some awesome experience in your tournament match, and you're going to, take it forward to your speed run. So I'm really looking forward to where you're at. I'm really looking forward to your development. So good luck in your match with FFR. And then Gamer versus Kanayo, they've fought before, and it's super close. And I know that Gamer was practicing with me and you in the salt mines last night, getting prepared for this match. So I'm looking forward to it, and it's going to come up next on the other side.
Right, we'll get that four-way action to you live on Twitch right after this, so don't go anywhere. You are watching the League of Puzzle Speedrunners Tetris Attack Speedrun Tournament 2026 Poochy Open.